Welcome back to Football Daily. It's lovely to have you for the Champions League previews. Yeah. Jacko, welcome.
Hello. Do you like Jacko? Jacko's alright.
Yeah, around Halloween.
Cool. Yeah,
you know.
Fantastic.
My first ever football match was, I think, a Champions League match on the Halloween night. In Liverpool.
Oh, was it?
Big start to your first game.
It was Liverpool Sion. It might have been a Europa League thing, but
probably.
As a kid, I don't know. Liverpool won 6-3. It was a fantastic night for everyone.
Right, yeah.
Steve McManaman performance. Speaking of which, let's go to a previous Steve McManaman team.
Yeah.
Team where he's most successful, actually.
Yeah.
PSG are playing Real Madrid. Two teams in imperious form.
Yeah.
But obviously both with their issues, political, internal issues, if you like.
It looks as though Ramos is going to be injured for this one, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and they're still without James Rodriguez.
They're playing quite a few Spaniards, actually. They're playing quite a few lesser-known players, if you like. For Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think so. Paris Saint-Germain, they're on the back of a 2-0 win at the weekend
against
as well.
Against Bastia, yeah.
That doesn't look as though Di Maria is going to play either, I don't think. But yeah, I think...
Yes!
But I think, this one, it'd certainly be a great game to watch. I think... actually, no, I don't think it. No, actually, I don't think it will be a good game.
Benitez factor?
I don't think it will be. I think it'll be a bit tactical.
It's got 0-0 written all over it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I think it has Ronaldo all over it.
Do you think so?
I think it has Ronaldo going, buy me.
Is this basically his shop window moment for Paris Saint-Germain?
Yeah, because otherwise they won't see him.
Because they really keep... He's a best kept secret.
Yeah, he is.
Madrid, isn't he?
Yeah. But that's part of it, I think, isn't it? Is that we do have some big names in this game that can change things. And
exactly.
that's why we're wondering tactically how it's going to play out. Benitez is just good, you know, and especially against these kind of teams, I love seeing how he lines people up. I know it's a little bit frustrating for the Madrid fans because they're sort of like, oh, it's too conservative. But when you've got Ronaldo up front and Bale and just brilliant.
If you can build that solid foundation that Benitez can and still have them players going forwards that allows the freedom and the movement, it's a brilliant spectacle to watch, isn't it? Because you've got that such solid backline, but you know as soon as you move that ball into the final third, you're going to be causing problems, which is just a fantastic setup to have.
Obviously, Zlatan is in the game. He scored 2 at the weekend, like you were saying, against Bastia.
Yeah. That's
fantastic. But they do have Luiz out and Verratti, so contrast there.
Yeah, so Luiz isn't going to be there, so I think that's probably good news for Paris Saint-Germain.
Benitez actually quite liked Luiz. Played him in central defensive midfield when he was at Chelsea.
He did, yeah. Best place for him, I think.
Yeah.
I also think he's Benzema and Modric. He's hoping he'll be back for the tie. I think there's going to be a lot of fantastic players, but I just think it's going to be quite a cagey affair. I think
really?
I think it's going to be overly tactical
kind
of.
When it probably is going to be a cagey affair, but when you've got the likes of Ibrahimovic on the pitch, Ronaldo on the pitch.
Does it matter if it's cagey?
Okay, well I think I'm leaning towards a prediction now. I think it will be a 1-0 to somebody.
Brilliant.
Terrible prediction. I think, but no, the point is, it'll be a 1-0, but I think it'll be a moment of brilliance from someone.
I think it'll be 2-0 Real Madrid, and I think it'll be a very confident performance from them against PSG.
Goals from Ronaldo.
Goals from Ronaldo. Yeah. So what are you saying, Jacko?
Jacko. I'm going with a 2-1 Madrid.
Be our lantern, Jacko Lantern. Brilliant. 2-1 Madrid. I'm going to go 2-0 Madrid.
And the Manchester clubs are in action too, aren't they?
Both of them?
Yeah.
Yes, but not in the same city or at the same time.
No, so Manchester United are in Russia.
CSKA Moscow. CSKA.
Yeah.
What are we saying about that?
I'm saying Manchester United will get a result there. And I expect it's 2-1. Yeah.
I think they're going to get a result, but I think people have been overhyping Man United this season. You know,
well, they won 3-0 at the weekend.
Their inconsistency is their problem, isn't it? I was speaking to Adam McCauley yesterday from Full-Time Devils, and he was saying
you two patched it up.
It's our yes. I think he likes me now. He was saying their inconsistency is the big issue.
Which is a massive problem to have, and I don't think they've really surfaced that over since Fergie. Really, their consistency, which is a bit of an issue because you can't keep going through this transition period at one. You need to get that consistency right. And going into Europe, they've got a lot of games to play. I look at Man United, and I don't think there's anything special there really.
I think they've got an embarrassment of attacking players now. I think they've got Marshall and Mata and etc. etc. So they've got goals across the pitch.
Imagine if that's how they were marketed.
Pardon?
Imagine if that's how they were marketed.
They got
an embarrassment of the embarrassment of Manchester United. Their new season kit, like we're an embarrassment.
I meant embarrassment in the sense of embarrassment and riches.
Yeah.
And I think just they got goals across the pitch. That's why I think they'll get a couple against in Russia. So basically, that group, so they're all set on 3 points, aren't they?
It's all level down there. So what are you saying for that? Because if they do beat them there, then that's obviously like a 6-pointer. Or something.
Yeah, Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I fancied them to build on the result against Everton, and now Rooney scored. I think it's a really big deal. And they've got goals coming from wide and behind him as well. I think it played Schneiderlin and
Herrera
in midfield as well. So I think that's starting to look. So I think they're actually, rather than I think that result with the Emirates was definitely a blip, but I think they're probably starting to show themselves a bit more solid. So I think building on that, now Rooney scoring, especially, I think they'll get the result that they need to sort of like make a statement.
That's a big one, isn't it? Rooney scoring, because I can remember watching them against PSV and I thought they were incredibly unlucky. I thought they looked really good going forwards, but that was when Rooney wasn't firing on all cylinders. When you've got him, going well and the defence a lot more stable, you think Manchester United could be a force in Europe.
That's why I think they'll concede, but I think they'll win.
Yeah.
2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
3-1 United.
Ooh,
Brilliant.
And we're going to Manchester City as well. Now they really have to
like them.
Yeah. I think they've got. Well, they haven't got Aguero, who got them out of hot water in their last game.
But they do have some good players, don't they?
I think Bonnie. I think it'd be really good again.
Sterling must be feeling confident for this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then Sevilla are a quality side. I mean, look at the quality of Sevilla, and you almost think of them as the kind of team where they think they will want to pick City off within this group. They're already ahead of them.
Sevilla have a great spine in Krajkoviak. He scored against the Republic of Ireland in their last qualifier as well. He's someone at Arsenal, you were saying Arsenal wanted to buy in the summer as well. So I think they're not going to be any mugs. And again, this is, as you say, is an opportunity to pick Manchester City off. But Manchester City, I think they'll be buoyant, having shown they've got such a strength and depth, as we discussed on the Monday show.
And it's a very different, formidable opposition. I mean, the difference between being Bournemouth and Sevilla is quite severe, isn't it?
It's a very different holiday as well.
Yes, yeah. And Sevilla's not nice this time of year. Bournemouth, lovely. So
I think Sevilla will see this as an opportunity, though. Manchester City have been in fantastic form in the Premier League, but as we all know, their form in Europe hasn't been great over the last few years. You mentioned Krajkoviak. He's sort of the orchestrator in that team, who's going to be able to push Sevilla forward and also add some stability at the back.
Well, that's one of the key battles, depending on what they play on the right, because he's going to be sort of breaking up Manchester City's attacks and turnovers and things.
Well, you'd also be interested to see how they get at Man City's fullbacks, because teams that have done that well, or have managed to outmuscle those guys, or have managed to get between them essentially, are doing all right against them. Yeah. They've got Reyes there. Anyone remember Reyes?
Reyes, really? Oh, well, that's a lovely.
That changes the entire complexion of the game, doesn't it?
I'm going to go for 3-2 Manchester City.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's a massive game for Manchester City.
That's what I think it's going to. I think they might go a goal down. Or they'll end up 2-1 down, and then they'll have. Because in the group games, I think they had Bayern Munich last year, wasn't it? In those group games,
that went well.
They won one of them though, didn't they? That sort of thing. So it's just I think it's going to be like that. It's going to be crap, it's all going down the toilet, and there'll be a late rally. Aguero will pop up. No, unfortunately not. I think it'll be Bonnie layoff Sterling.
Wilfred Bonnie, I think he's
a great player.
But I wonder, will they start him on the week, or will they start him during the week? Will they start because obviously he started. Do they really have the option not to at this point?
I think you would build on what they've just done in the week.
Yeah, I think it'd be silly not to start Bonnie. But it'd be interesting to see if they do go a goal behind, how they'd react to that, because we saw in the last game they showed a lot of character to come through that, which shows a bit of maturity in the Manchester City side now.
What do you think about the control of the midfield that City have? Because they won't be allowed that in this game, will they? And we've seen De Bruyne enjoying a lot of space, being able to. I think did he get 3 or 2 assists at the weekend?
De Bruyne, I think he'll score on Wednesday night. Yeah, just what he's like. He's
Mystic Meg.
Well, you get asked for predictions. This is what you get.
I did. Yeah, you're right.
So I think De Bruyne. This is his sort of place where he will shine. I think he's been bought for the Champions League in a lot of senses. So
right.
I think he'll. Good for them.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Well, if you got the money,
So I mean, and also his crazy amount of assists. I think he's scored 3 goals and 3 assists already for Manchester City this season. So I think we'll see. It's a good place for De Bruyne and Sterling to shine.
It's a massive battle in the midfield. I think this game. I think the game will be decided through the middle.
I think both of them will be involved in the goals.
I'll just say this: Steven Nzonzi plays in the midfield for.
Does he?
Yes.
He's a great player though, Nzonzi. Underrated.
Yeah. But there's a lot of Premier League throwbacks out there, aren't there?
It's going to be a real trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Crunching 2-footed challenges going in there. But
You've got to look out for Granero up front as well, of course.
Yeah. And as you said, the wide men, if you play your wide men well against Manchester City, that's where the problems come. But I do fancy Manchester City in this. I think they've found a bit of European maturity, and I think they'll go on and win this 3-2.
So. Juve playing the old lady are playing Gladbach.
Yeah, I think that's in Turin.
It is.
I think well researched.
Yeah.
I think.
You looked at the fixtures, I see.
Fascinating, Laurence.
That place is in Turin. They're playing in Turin this week, guys.
I think. They was it 0-0 against Inter Milan, which, considering their start to the season, that's actually a really, really good result.
Agreed.
At the weekend.
Looking at their group, though, obviously Juventus sit top there. They're on 6 points, so that puts them a little bit ahead of the rest of the guys. It means also that they are, whilst they're not doing so well in Serie A, the Champions League is where they're excelling. Not necessarily excelling, but doing reasonably.
You think the Champions League is the sort of competition that's sort of holding them together this season, isn't it? Because if they were performing poorly in the Champions League as well, you then sort of look at Juventus as under really poor form, but they've done well in the Champions League so far. Another game they should really be winning coming up on Wednesday, so you'd expect them to carry that form through in the Champions League and then hopefully try to boost their league form, really.
If you want a prediction from me,
I do.
For this one, sorry to preempt you.
Yeah.
I think Borussia. I can't just say 2-2 every time. Actually, I haven't for 5 minutes.
Just go for it.
Go on for it. 2-2?
Yeah, 2-2. Go on.
Really?
No, actually 1-1.
Another draw. I think Juventus will nick this. I think Gladbach are a great side. Off the five, I don't think that 5-1 result was really much of a reflection of what the Champions League,
is for them this season.
But I fancy Juventus, a classy team with classy players. 3-1 Juventus.
They look like they're starting to recover now anyway. They were sort of shutting out Inter Milan is a big deal.
Yeah.
It was. Although some Inter fans, Internazionale fans, very frustrated with that.
Really? Why? How come?
Well, I mean, just because they feel like they're there for the taking.
Yeah.
So,
But Juventus have got to turn that form around at one point, and it just happened to be Inter Milan that they finally figured out how to defend against. So.
Yeah.
Good point. But a diverse and deep side, that does not mean that Gladbach are going to win it. So let's go. I'll go with Juve as well and go 2-1 Juventus.
2-1?
Awesome.
Yeah, it is. I love the Champions League.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. In HD as well.
Yeah, I know. What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
It'll be 4K soon, back in the Stone Age.
Genuinely, it will be 4K soon.
Yeah.
Think of that.
Yeah, I saw it in Dixon's once.
Yeah.
Yeah. I missed my bus.
Yeah.
So,
I was just mesmerised by all those sunset shots that they put across it. And you go, is this one 3D? And the guy goes, no. Yeah, come this way. And then you've seen them. Yeah. Football. Anyway, it's lovely to have you guys. Jack, thanks a lot for coming on again.
Thanks very much. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, no, really good to have you, man.
And thanks for wearing such a European shirt for such European previews.
It's very jazzy, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, nice work.
Too jazzy?
No.
I mean,
if anything, we need to liven this up a bit.
Yeah,
we're very, what's it, health golf?
We look like mime artists the way that we're going. So we'll see you guys soon on Football Daily.